Blog Talk Radio. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Soul Sisters Show this wonderful Thursday, October 1st. So now we are really into the autumn. And here in Sweden, actually, we start to see some signs of orange color and yellow color on the trees, the leaves, I mean. But it's not, I think we are a little late, actually, this year. So it had been warmer than usual, and that's nice, of course, but I'm still freezing because I came from Greece, so I'm joking again. Well, everybody, welcome, and we are a live call-in show, so call in at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number. Join us, ask questions, or why not get a free mini reading live on air? And if you want to talk with us, please remember to press 1. And I'm Anne, coming to you live from Stockholm, Sweden today. And we are going to talk about soul realignment and blocks and restrictions and the golden web. What is the golden web? Plus your calls for questions and mini readings live on air. And we are always alive, calling worldwide radio, broadcasting today from Arizona in the U.S. and Stockholm, Sweden in Europe. And you can always listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live, scrollsofthesoul.com/live. It's all on the same page, or why not give us a ring at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587. Ask questions that are related to spiritual topics, whatever, or to today's topic, or why not get a free mini reading live on air. International callers dial +1 213-943-3587. And remember to press 1 on the keypad on your device to be placed in queue and talk to us live on the show. We long to talk to you and interact with you. And on today's show, we will talk about soul realignment, blocks and restrictions, and the golden web, plus your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air. And if you haven't listened to us before, we are the show that discusses the Akashic Records, soul realignment, healing modalities in general, and of course, we are passionate and love to chat about any and all spiritual topics. Nothing is too small or too big. And we are a live call-in worldwide radio, so call in at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number and press 1 if you want to talk with us. And now is a great time to get your spot in the queue. If you want, you can visit us on YouTube as well, and you can search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio directly on YouTube. And if you like us, please help us out by subscribing and stay updated on published episodes, full past episodes, and also teasers about upcoming shows. So now we have actually 3 upcoming shows that you can go in there and have a look at, like teasers, what's going to come. Now, let me bring on my co-host for Soul Sisters, Sue, all the way from warm Arizona. Hi, Sue. How are you?
Yeah, that's pretty close. We're not hot Arizona. It is kind of warm.
Yeah.
We're down to 100 degrees now, guys.
You noticed that, right? So I didn't say hot.
Well, finally, hopefully by the end of this month, October, we usually start getting a lot cooler. Probably by the 31st, we'll get a lot cooler. So
nice.
One more month of 100 degrees, and we'll be done with it.
100 is not too bad, is it?
Yeah, not for Arizona.
Yeah. I think we have 13 here today, Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but I can tell you, I went out the first time today with just a sweater, and that was okay yesterday, but not today. So then I had to put on my winter jacket.
Are you seeing your breath come out of your mouth? Is it that cold?
No, it's not that cold, but it's cold.
Yeah. After coming from Greece, I'm sure it is cold for you.
Yes, it is. So I'm longing to go back. Anyway, if you haven't called in, now is a great time to call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and if you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. So join us. We long to interact with you and talk to you and hear you out. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue for a paid personal reading, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. Or why not go to scrollsofthesoul.com, where you can find out all there is about us. Get your spot in the queue now. Call in at 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 213-943-3587. And remember to press 1 to talk with us live on the show. Now, before we move on with today's show, I know that my sissy wants to recap what we did last week.
Yes, I do. But really quickly, I'm just going to make a quick statement to emphasize what you just said. I see on my board I've got callers who haven't pressed 1 yet on the keypad. It'll show me that you want me to take the call. So if you've called in and you want us to do a free mini reading, or you just want to chat, then press 1 on your keypad so I see that you want us to take your call. Anyways, that being said, last week's show, we chose hearing angelic presence, signs when you're seeing, feeling, and hearing. And we kind of delved into different areas when you do start to hear angelic presence and what those messages could be. So if you did get a chance to listen, you can go into past episodes, click on past, the scrollsofthesoul.com/past, and you can listen in on that show. And today, so I'm going to move on to today's topic. We're going to discuss blocks and restrictions, specifically the golden web. And of course, today is the Soul Realignment topic. And first thing
I love today's topic.
Yeah, I know you do.
I love it.
Well, the first thing I'd like to explain is what is the golden web. So the golden web is a energetic membrane of sorts that basically surrounds the energy bodies and keeps you in wholeness and integrity as an energetic being. And it's in this work we do, this is part of a long list of areas that we go into when it comes to blocks and restrictions. So you can imagine that membrane as being an energetic one. And actually, a lot of times people will see it too as well when working, when doing a soul realignment. They can actually see it in the third eye. So one of the first things I'd like to state is that in the Golden Web, there are no blocks and restrictions that happen to us. So I think that's important. It's not something that happens because someone, for instance, caused something. It's something that we do. And it's usually through choice. We create choices in our lives, and it's not always a great thing. We can choose negative aspects and not even realize it. I know you and I talked about that many a time.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot of times, and I think that even if we try to be aware, sometimes these things are so deep, and it basically has to do with the time we are living in. What are society's rules? What are government's rules? What are families' traditions? Everything comes up to this point. So many times, without realizing it, we may have made choices that created negativity because we didn't really exactly understand. So it's very important to notice, don't be hard on yourself or anyone else, because we do the best we can always. But I think this is why becoming aware can be a little painful sometimes, because it's so many things. It's much more than we realize that are behind everything that we think we know, right?
And even something that could seem like an innocent choice that we made, right? Through the lens of looking backwards, you can kind of see that choice that was innocent and we didn't realize the effects of what that choice is. It's only later on, that we see that had a negative aspect in our lives, affected us. Yeah, right.
And even making choices that are kind of expected of us, that we are sometimes, family and society and, traditions and everything and friends, they can have expectations that we are supposed to choose something and become a sort of a martyr. And if we say no, we are the bad guys sometimes. But maybe, if you think of it, maybe if we make a choice for someone, we just feel obligated to do it. We don't give our heart. We just do it because we feel that we just have to, because of certain reasons. How much heart is in that if we make that choice and do that? No, I sense that many times it may be actually better for everyone involved to make slightly different choices. I don't say that to be rude or to say to people just think about yourself all the time, because we are all connected at the same time. But when it comes down to choices, if we feel pushed into something, that's the wrong intention.
Right. And it can, over time, it can restrict the flow, limit the flow of energy to receive divine source.
Yes.
That definitely can occur, and we may not even be aware of it as practitioners. That's just something we may come across for a client, and then of course once you kind of spell out the sequence of events, it makes complete sense. It's just a review. When you review events that started at point A and go to Z, and then looking back, so to speak, realize that those choices may have affected a circumstance in our lives that we hadn't realized at the time.
Yeah.
So,
but here's the beautiful thing, the most beautiful thing of everything. we always are in a full 100% authority of our choices in our lives. Even
Right.
if we may not realize that all the time, we are never victims of anything because we
Right.
can always correct our choices. Some things are not within our control. That's also important to know. But it doesn't mean that we can choose how to respond to something. And that is what matters for us. How
Right.
we create blockages and restrictions for us.
Right. And, you know, I just got to emphasize something you and I talk about many a times when we're discussing soul realignment. The amount of energy that comes from both positive and negative is equal. They're
Yes, it
equal
is.
as far as their energy. There's no good or bad. You know, it just is, so to speak.
Yeah.
And like we said,
yeah,
go
sorry.
ahead.
We are so eager to talk, both of us. No, I love this topic because it's also, you know, I did understand a few years ago that when we feel like everything is negative around us, we feel this, how can we, what are we doing wrong, right? Because I was finding myself somewhere in a specific position where I couldn't really understand. I know so many things. Why can't I implement them on my path? What's
Right.
wrong here? But, you know, I realized I had some help from a healer, which I got connected with through you, and that was my startup for Soul Realignment. But I
Right.
didn't realize that she used basically the same method. So I realized that after, and I said to her what I did start with, and it turned out that actually this healer was a student at someone else with our teacher. So that you see
Yeah.
how everything is connected, right? I get the chills, but I did realize that energy, when it comes to energy, we create a lot of energy, and we do when we feed something. There's additional energy to that specific energy, right? So if Sue now says that something it's equal, there's a positive pole that we determine is possible and something we determine is negative, but this is the same energy, right?
Right.
So when we are in a situation where we feel it's very negative, so we it's like we are running like hamsters in a wheel.
Yes.
The feeling is that we can't get out of there, right? But
Right.
remember that sometimes actually what we consider negative can have a little bit more energy simply because we give it too much attention. Of course, when you're overly happy, that's going to vibrate and radiate, and it's going to be tremendous amount of energy. But when we are stuck in a place where we feel sad, then we feed that energy all the time. But that sadness and that feeling of being trapped, where is the polarity on the other side? So work yourself through to that and make your choices accordingly, and make choices coming from you, not from someone else.
Yeah.
If they don't feel right for you.
It's funny you say that too, because we don't always realize at the time necessarily that we may have made a choice that was for someone else rather than for ourselves, and through that action could create a negative choice. And as at the time, you know, giving our energy to help others, and I'm not saying don't help others, just meaning that sometimes we're in a situation that we've given a little too much over, and it created that negative effect. I'm not stating anything specific. I'm just thinking in general. You know, those type of things can happen where we want to help someone out, but it can be to our own detriment, so to speak.
Yes.
So, and that's coming from the heart. Everyone who jumps in to help someone else is always coming from the heart, and it's never a bad thing, you know. It's just that over time, maybe that choice we made may turn into something that can affect you negatively. And I know that there's damage that could get created, and we can create energy loss with that as well. So that's always something that can occur. Now, what I mean by damage is there could be a tear in the golden web, right? And we literally have what looks like energy leaking or loss of the energetic integrity that we create through negative choices. So, go ahead, Ann.
And we can have tears, and we can have scars. So a scar is actually a scar is coming up being shown when you have worked yourself through something and you have healed actually, but it still remains a scar. So usually that is within the same lifetime.
And it shows up in the chakras. That's the other thing. So when we're doing that work on our end, we're going to see in what chakra this occurred. And like you said, the scar aspect is because usually you have healed it in some manner. And and then the tear, of course, like you said, the tear is more present day. It's something that is occurring or continuing to occur. So, and that sits in the chakra as well.
And I think the very thing that you can see in someone's golden web, or even within your own, if there's a tear or scar and where that is connected, and that's usually so very spot on, when you find that out and you can understand what's going on, it gives a very important story because becoming aware, that means that we have to be willing to see everything good and nice and comfortable and pink rose, so to speak, and also everything that we feel are a little bit gray, right? Or feeling negative. Because usually we don't gain so much I lost myself. We don't gain knowledge so much, new knowledge from the things that are good. They give us energy. They make us vibrate. But our biggest keys for turning around and making them being more positive, they are the ones that we experience as negative because they are triggering us. Those are our biggest keys.
Right. Now, a tear is usually something, you can have a tear and a scar at the same time, too. That's the other thing I wanted to say. So, now I can't recall. Now, you can have it at the same chakra, correct?
Yes.
I can't recall. Okay.
It is connected to the chakra, yes.
Right.
So, if you think of each chakra like the first, the second, and the third, etc., if you want, we can start talking about them. Do you want that, Sissy?
Yeah. As far as just the each chakra and what we can pick up from each chakra when we find. Okay, so just as a for instance, I'm just going to give add just a little bit in each chakra. So something you can come across in the first chakra is ungroundedness, a sense of misplacement, which that makes sense, of course, but for us it makes sense. The second chakra, we could have trouble manifesting something, and the third chakra, unable. The fourth chakra is difficulty with loving oneself, and the fifth, which is the throat chakra, is about communication. So there could be trouble with getting something across, communicating something. And then the 6 would be lacking clarity or difficulty concentrating or focusing. And the 7th would be disempowerment, trouble standing up for what it is you want. So those are just, there's a lot more information to each one. It's just bits of information. One example of what you can come across.
Yeah. And I want to specify something again, because we are working with two different things actually, because the chakra, as we are talking about now, that is the body's energy center, right?
Right.
But we also have another, the soul itself has its own energy center, and we call that simply energy center of the soul. So there are two different things. So the body chakras, these are usually things that are occurring within one incarnation. It can sometimes come from the most recent incarnation, but rarely goes on for eons of time. So
right. So what you're saying is would you come into this incarnation with not having one that's torn?
I think because the golden web recreates itself basically for each incarnation. But I feel that we can have something coming from a past life, but what I mean is it's not coming from 100 lifetimes ago. It's coming from maybe the most recent or the two most recent, usually, if you have anything. But that would be something major, and that would probably not be a tear. That would be a scar. So it shows that you have something you did. But it can, I would say only most common maybe the first recent lifetime that you had or anyone had.
Right.
So you can come in with like a defect, like something that's not working or functioning as properly, usually as it should be. So it could be simple, or it can be maybe something that's giving you maybe a little harder time. Please remember that it's nothing to be judgmental about, because we do whatever we feel is best, right, every time. And usually tears and scars, tears, for instance, they appear when there have been a big trauma of some kind that did affect us in this sense.
Right. And the other aspect to this area is this is only one set of blocks and restrictions. There are other types of blocks and restrictions that can occur. This one specifically is just the golden web, so to speak. This is the area we had chosen for soul realignment for this conversation. But there's many types of blocks and restrictions.
I'm going to be the funny one again. It sounds very negative, and we're always talking about blocks and restrictions. What are these ladies talking about? What are they saying?
But I think it's natural for all of us. I mean, it does naturally occur for everyone. It's not like something that's deliberate. You know, we can do something, have something occur that we've done with the best of intention, but that later on you see, oh wow, you know, that was didn't turn out as well as I thought it would. You know, I think it's just being a human being. Those are the things that can occur.
I know.
You know,
I just had to be the funny one.
Okay, Cynthia, I see that we are coming to the bottom of the hour, so I'm going to hand the show off your way.
We are funny again. My time. Yes. Yes, absolutely. So thank you everybody for listening to us, and we are at the bottom of the hour, so I have a few things to tell you. First of all, if you haven't called in yet, now is a great time to get your spot in the queue. Call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and if you want to talk with us live on the show, please press 1, because we will see that you call in on the board, but we won't touch your call, so to speak. We won't bring it up on the show if you don't press 1, because we want you to let us know if you want to be live on air. That's why. It's a courtesy. And on today's show, we are discussing soul realignment, blocks and restrictions, very positive, right? And the golden web, plus your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue for a personal paid reading, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And you can always listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. Our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, October 8th, with Soul Sister Show and hosts Sue and Anne. And we will be talking about, Sissy, help me out here. Sissy? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry about that. Oh, God. Next week, I know we're set up on the board. You know, we're not meant to remember all this stuff. This upcoming.
This is embarrassing. Shows. Hang on. I'm bringing it up.
It happens. Hold on. No,
yes.
Hold on.
Yes. I have it.
Got it. Go ahead.
Actually, we are going to have a show on the topic reaching the light. So how can you reach the light? How can you stay in the light? What does it mean to reach the light and stay in the light? Where does the light come from? There are millions of questions, right? So next week we will be on air with you talking about reaching the light, plus your calls for questions and mini readings live on air as usual. We'll be on same time, 10 a.m. Pacific in the U.S., 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And you can always keep yourself updated on our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. And you can also check us out, as I said before, on YouTube. Just search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio on YouTube, and you can see the next upcoming show there. We are a live call-in worldwide radio, always, and broadcasting today's show from Arizona, U.S., and Stockholm, Sweden. You can always listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. And once again, if you haven't called in yet, now is a great time to call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number and press 1 to talk with us live on the show. And I'm ready to move on. That was fast.
Okay. Yeah, that was. Before I go into the board and take some calls, do we have anyone in the chat
In
room?
the chat room?
Yeah.
Yes, we have someone in the chat room.
Okay.
Yes, we have Jolly Guest here. Hi there, Jolly Guest says. And bad people do bad things for you. They block you for everything in life. My question is, do you think my last job will call me back? Okay. Going to see what's coming up.
I'm going to do the same. Sissy, I'm actually going to grab a deck for this question.
Okay.
The angel answers. I will pull a card with angel.
I have the same. How did you know?
Oh, isn't that funny? Holy cow. I've got 5 decks in front of me, and that's really cool.
Yes. Do you want me to start, Sissy? I can start. Jolly Guest, I have something here for you. This is only what I'm getting. I feel that your intuition is already telling you some things about your your last job, and it feels like there were both good and bad things going on there. So maybe it's not your real passion. I have a sense that they may not call you, at least not at this time. That's what I'm sensing. Should we see what Sue have?
Yeah,
so sorry for that.
I'm actually in agreement with you, Sissy. I pulled there's something better. So I agree with you on that reading, and continue to fill out online, like Indeed. Continue to go that path to fill out for new job prospects, because that's the answer I got, and I didn't hear anything else. So I'm presuming.
I hear some.
Go ahead, Ann.
I hear something else too, because sometimes we see these things happening to us and we feel, oh no, I really wanted this. But when you said, Sissy, that there's something better coming, that's always the case, because sometimes even if our guides and angels and the universe itself know that we have to support ourselves, and there are so many things we need to do. We can't just skip everything in this 3D reality, right? But it's always coming. It's always bringing me something, because I also have a sense. Jolly Guest is saying the ex-coworkers gave me a hard time. Yes. So I see for you, big happy changes. So this will turn out as something better and a big happy change. Yep. Rather than you taking a step back and being in the same toxic environment, if that makes sense. Right. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's not healthy or conducive, to be in that type of work environment. And I would definitely move forward and continue pushing forward with something new. That I feel is going to definitely happen. Something brighter. It's going to be on the horizon soon. So, okay.
Jolly Guest says, I do agree. So thank you so much, Jolly Guest, and we hope that it made sense to you. And know in your heart that things will turn out way better than you have been thinking. Okay?
Right. I'm just going to add one little caveat, okay, Sissy? So like I always try to do, while everyone's coming in on the board, I'll always pull a couple cards and set them to the side. So this is going to count as well for the question. So what I got was actually angel answers and then spirit message. And the angel answers were 3 cards. One was to take action. The second one was big happy changes. So that really much falls in line with the card I pulled specifically. And get more information, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So the last one I got, which was messages, and these, of course, are for everyone who's called in and is waiting for us to get to, as well as the blog. Relationships is what came up, and it says relationships are just a mirror image of your own life. How you feel and treat yourself, as well as how you treat and respond to difficult situations and people around you. Be aware that every relationship is an opportunity for soul growth. So that's for everyone, as well as our guests.
Yeah, and I have to chime in just from my own experience, because sometimes we do tend to think that relationships are really challenging sometimes, right? But they are mirroring things within us. So if it's not a fast track, because we can't basically, in my sense, take a fast track. But don't be afraid of trying out a few relationships, because if we don't have any relationship and we're afraid of being in one, then we kind of miss some opportunities to see things and work them through. Makes sense?
Right. Yeah, I also
Okay.
felt that this was more in line with the statement about coworkers and the mistreatment of coworkers. That is what that card felt like it was answering for what was being stated about the coworkers. So, all right, are you ready for me to take some phone calls?
Yes, absolutely. And just
one.
want to say what Jolly Guest said. I was thinking about relationship right now. Wow.
Okay. That works out well then. All right, hang on one
Yes.
second, Ann. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Well, hello, ladies.
Hi.
It's been a while.
Hi. How are you?
Hi.
Yes, I won. I'm just kidding.
You got in
love the
first,
topic.
Melissa.
Yes. I've been learning. I've listened to y'all, what y'all say closely, and today was different learning from me. Very inspired by what y'all say, teaching. I do have a question on myself, pretty please, ma'am. My question is, love can be hard. Of course, love is. We have to love each other. You're right about that. But so my question is, I want to know about. I've given some time. Like you said, love takes its time, or if it's things that let it flow. There's things that go through life. So the gentleman that I want to ask you is where I actually he was the first in all my years that I was more astonished than other I've seen. But so I have to text him explaining that we're all think differently. But I think I think he did call me, but he didn't say anything to me. I heard because of the phone number I gave him, only he has. I think he did call me. I want to know what you see. Is he able to understand, like, really? And I mean, you were right about that. Man, you were right about that. You told me, like, about the end of September, and it happened.
Yeah.
Both to the ladies, it happened,
Nice.
ladies. What y'all say has happened, ladies. So, may you please
Thank you.
be the
Thank
next
you for
step.
confirming that.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
You're right on track. Please, thank you.
You're welcome. Does it seem like it's kind of exploding out, like just a lot of stuff is coming out from that? I don't want to get into too much of what we talked about. Okay. Oh, very good. So it's becoming really eye-opening for you?
Yes, ma'am. But
right.
Yes, so my question is concerning the gentleman.
Right.
I hate to lose it. Well, it's everything with God's timing. But this lifetime, I wanted to get it repeated next lifetime. So
right.
He did call, but he didn't say anything. I know. My gut told me it was him. So do you see him actually talking to me, or he's getting there, or not yet, or a few more months? Because I know.
Well, I keep hearing just on the, you heard. I think you heard that I had read all the cards out to everyone I know is on the board right now, right? Because I always pull them. I try to pull cards for everyone and just ask a basic question, which is tell me what it is you'd like for me to tell our audience. And usually it's either one or two decks I'll feel the need to pull from. But for you, the relationship card, which I'm going to repeat again, okay? Because this really seems to apply with, I know you're looking for answers, as far as this person, but let me at least repeat what was said on the card, okay? So with relationships are just mirror images of your own life. How you feel and treat yourself, as well as how you react and respond to different situations and people around you. Be aware that every relationship is an opportunity for soul growth. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. I got you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not, remember with this one particular person, something about this month, the month of October, I won't waver with that. I just know something in October will give you what it is you're looking for, and that's kind of the extent of what I would get. But we can see if Anne has anything more that she can see.
Okay.
Anne?
Hi, Melissa. Yes, I'm going to see what I'm getting. I basically feel the same thing as Sue said, and there's a lot of things going on, a lot of different energies going on in this in the context of your question, Melissa, as I'm sensing.
Yes.
So I'm getting also that there are probably a lot of people that are interfering. So just keep yourself out of what's going on, and I feel that that will help bring balance and bring peace for you. And I do have a feeling that it's going to come to a much better place, and coming to a place where you can just look back at this as a memory at some point. And because it's coming up in a reading, it's not going to take forever. So a few months from now, I sense that you will have a very different, it's going to be a memory only. And it's not going to be something that you are affected about. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yes, it does. I mean, I've gone through with that situations many times, but he is no longer there. He's no longer working there. I'm not there no more. So I just his spiritual growth or his soul growth, because I know we're different levels. I was just trying to see if maybe in the near future we were able to actually communicate, because he did call me, but he didn't say anything. That's what I was trying to get at.
I feel that I have a sense that you will be able to communicate in the future. That's a part of the healing. So I do have a feeling when things are cleared and the energies are not bringing chaos and a lot of things, because sometimes when there's a lot of think of it as energetic cords, a lot of people involved, a lot of things going on. So it's like a chaos of cords all over the place, and it's hard to. That's why I try to put it in something you can picture, because that's why it's best to stay out of it, because otherwise we become a part of that chaos and all the energetic cords that are going on. So that helps for you, and if you want to, everything depends on, when someone else is involved, everything depends on them as well, because we all have this free choice everybody's talking about. But I have a sense that when you are not stepping into this, you hold yourself and your energy clear, and there's a greater possibility actually for a good conversation or contact, or I'm not shown what's going to come in that particular part, because it feels like they show me what has to be healed first, but I sense he's probably on his way coming to that part of healing.
That's awesome.
Sue, do you have any?
Yeah.
Sue, do you have
I was listening.
to add?
Yeah, I was listening, Anne, and there's one thing that came in as you were talking, because so many energies that are flowing around that are involved, okay? Let me reiterate something, Melissa. Because there's a component here that is a job, work-related component with a business that isn't quite on the up and up, things aren't quite great, and there's a lot of, like Anne said, a lot of cords that are attached to this. And I remember telling you a long time ago, take a step back and be the observer. I know you're you're wanting to hear something from this person. I understand that, but that's not going to happen yet till some of the business things in this business, okay, get resolved. There's connection there, okay, and some of this stuff has to be brought forward into the public and be, because I know we've talked about that. So there's a lot of tie-in here with this business that you're going to see in newspapers, you're going to hear legal aspects. So just continue being the observer, okay? I know you want this phone call. I know you want more than just, a call and not anything being said. But everything is kind of divinely timed here, the best way I can put it. And I pulled one final card for you. I grabbed a deck. I have an Archangel deck, okay? And the deck, the card says prioritize, Archangel Metatron. Focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. So I think that's going to help bring more clarity to what's going on. There's some things you just aren't seeing right now, right? You're just not seeing it right now. So all of those pieces are going to come through this whole month of October. They're going to start coming forward, and you'll see a lot clearer. Okay?
Interesting.
Yeah, everything has to come to a head. When we talked about this company thing, right? This business, everything's coming to a head. So this month is going to be the month where things are kind of get out publicly. You're just going to learn about it. And maybe that'll help. In fact, I know it'll help explain why you're not receiving the communication you would like to receive at this moment, if that makes sense.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I hope they're not scaring him or making up
There's
lies.
there's just a lot of moving parts here, and but it's coming to a head. Is the only way to describe it. Remember, we've talked about this for a couple of months.
I understand.
So,
the federal the law has come in where they have found the info with the divine timing, and it's coming clearly to the public, and then I'm going to be more clear, and they did find I got you.
Yeah.
And on mine is God does not want me to be part of it. I don't like it. Oh, wow. God is great.
He just wants you to be the observer, and even Archangel Metatron, who is giving you this message, is saying, focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. So remember, I kept saying to you, be the observer. Just take one step back. Observe. Don't participate. So you're left out of some of the mess that's going on. And then throughout the month of October, there's kind of a wrap-up, and things are going to become more clear, which is going to, in turn, give you the answer as to why you've had lack of communication from this particular person. And I've been saying October for quite a while now, haven't I?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Just keep your eyes open. It's going to all kind of fall together like a puzzle. It's going to make sense. Okay?
Very beautiful. I am clear. I started to see a puzzle with that's Metatron.
Yep. It was Metatron.
Yes.
Yeah.
He came in. I feel it.
Yeah, nice.
Oh my God.
Very nice. Okay, Melissa, you're welcome.
Yes.
On another quick note, just to give everyone a heads up. So when we recommend you go over to the website, it's only if you're looking for a further reading through our, you can click on Ann or myself if you're looking for, and that's a purchase reading. So if you want more in-depth information. That's why we send everybody over to the site if they're looking for more than just a 10-minute free reading. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I feel healed. My heart is healing. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Awesome. All right. Keep in touch.
Wonderful. Yes.
All right,
You
Melissa.
have helped me a lot. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Have a great day. Good luck with everything.
Have a great day. Yes.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, Sissy. I'll take as we're still fine on the in the blog. No more questions because I'm going to move on to our next caller.
No more questions right now. No. Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead. Shoot.
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Sherry, California.
Sherry, California. How you doing, Sherry? How's it going out there in Cali?
It's all right.
Hi, Sherry.
Lots of fires.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
I've got
Wow.
what I feel like is a bunch of changes coming, a move, and hopefully a fresh start and everything coming. Do you see that happening in October? And does it lead to, increased luck and money and relationships?
Right now, just the location, just really quick on the location you're at. Are you surrounded by all those fires? Because there's just a lot of really bad
I'm
energy
okay,
surrounding
but
you.
they're close.
Yeah, right. Do you have something specifically that you might have planned for November? Because November is coming up. Early November, maybe 1 through 5.
I'm supposed to be out of this place I'm in by November 6th.
Okay, yep, 1 through 5. Actually seeing it as most likely 5. So it's probably going to be the 5th. For some reason, I know you said the 6th, but it's probably going to be the 5th. Are you still looking to stay on the West Coast?
Yeah, I have a place just up here. We're just waiting for the people in it to find a place so they leave, and then I can move in.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot clearer and cleaner where you're going, and the land is much better. There's a lot of good positive energy, the land you're heading to. It looks still like coastal though, so like heading up the coast towards Oregon. I don't know if you're going to go to Oregon, but you're heading in that direction. A lot of good, clear, clean water. A lot of clean, clear land. The vibration on the land is good. More happiness and peace in this area. I'm going to actually douse a little more. Are you looking to see about work?
Yeah, I'd love to see my business increase.
Right.
Or new opportunities. Okay. I just feel like I'm right at the precipice of a bunch of change and just trying to get clarity.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask Anne to chime in real quick, and I'm going to just douse the question for you.
Absolutely.
Anne?
I'm not seeing any. Hi, do you hear me, everyone? Everyone hear me? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello? Okay. Sorry for that. I thought you were. I did mute myself, but I did not. So that happens. So I'm not seeing any specific time frame when this is going to happen, but I feel that Sue she's very often on track when it's coming to time frames. What I do see, and you asked generally about good luck and good things to happen, both with finances and when it comes to emotional matters and everything like that. So it feels like I see you holding both a big coin in your hands, and that is actually it's a Chinese coin, and Chinese coins are a symbol for good luck when it comes to abundance in general, and also when it comes to having a better time. So I feel that you are going to have the path forward for you will bring you maybe not, over the night, a million, so to speak, but it's going to bring you what you need to proceed forward. So this is a very prosperous time for you. It feels like a very good time. And it's also combined with luck. And I also sense that after some time, I see the number 4 when it comes to this time. So this can be 4 weeks for the 4th of any month. But it feels to be at least the time frame of this year, so maybe the end of the year, beginning of next. There is someone approaching you when it comes to the matter of hearts. So I feel that you are going to meet someone. This feels to be someone new, not someone you've known before. And because you are in such a big transformation right now because of events that you can control also, right? So it's going to come out of this a positive path for you. So you are also attracting someone that are different from other people or men you have attracted into your life when it comes to love. That's a very good thing. And it's also, I see a lot of doors opening for you. Doors for transformation and happiness and healing coming out of this, and doors to value. That's combined with the coin again that I see you holding, the big coin. So it's a symbol for a good time ahead of you. I don't know if that makes sense for you. You don't know yet, right? You have to see.
Right.
There's a little bit more I can add to this if you're ready.
Okay.
And did you have more for Sherry or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
So one of the things that I asked, of course, about relationships and move and all that good stuff, and what I kept seeing was that there's a property that has, it looks either to be like a cabin or a small bed and breakfast type of place. There is the land that this sits on, the surrounding land is sacred, like sacred land. It's been blessed historically. It's an area where a lot of natives have been before, and the land is very well protected. But I don't know what you're looking for or what business you're bringing over, but it definitely looks like a small, kind of quaint little place that has to be redone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and it will. This will be a great project, and you will get this done and this business up and running. It's going to be a little, blood, sweat, and tears, so to speak, to kind of clean it up, but it's going to turn into a really nice place. It's going to turn out very nice. So I hope that helps.
Is this the place I'm moving now, or?
Yeah, it looks like what's coming up. This is exactly what's coming up because I asked. So the land is good. You're moving away from the negative because, man, you're surrounded by just the land itself.
I think this land has bad juju on it, and I think it's going to burn.
Yep, it does have bad juju. So you're moving out of that into something that's really, it feels pristine in comparison, peaceful. When you get there, you're going to know it. And it's just going to be very quaint, very peaceful. And it definitely attracts other people there, because it is like a sacred area, the area that surrounds this property you're going to go to. So, yeah, looks like all good is on the way.
What about finances? Do you see finances increasing? Or how does that look? Just enough to maintain? Or
I think once you get to the location you're looking to get to, that all of that's going to come in, and especially due to the land, because that's all I keep hearing about this land, which is so sacred. And it's been dormant for a while, like nobody's been around there, and for no specific reason. There isn't any reason, but it is a good area. It is healthy, clean, and there's just this rebuilding that occurs on the property, in the building specifically. It almost reminded me either a bed or a breakfast or like a little store you find in an off location where you get candles and different things that are local to that area. So,
Okay.
and it will draw people. I don't know if this is something you were intending, something you already have that you're bringing over, but the land is really important here. That's what I'm hearing. The location and the land. And that will bring about the abundance.
Wonderful.
If that makes sense. So,
it does.
Okay. All right, good.
Thank you.
Good, Sherry. Yeah, you're coming out of a crappy place into a good one. So
Yeah,
just
for real.
Yes.
keep your head up. It's going to happen.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, Sherry.
You too.
Have
Bye-bye.
a good day.
Take care.
Bye. Okay, Sissy. I believe we have time for one more call. Are you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Move over. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hi. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear us?
Hello? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, we hear
Can
you.
us?
Okay, I wasn't sure because, usually my phone is unmuted. I didn't hear that part. That's why I was confused.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Maddie, and I'm
Okay.
calling from Georgia.
Okay.
Hi,
Repeat
Maddie.
the name again, love.
Hi.
Maddie? Okay.
Maddie, M-A-D-D-I-E.
Hi, Maddie. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having
From
me.
Georgia, huh? How's it going out there in Georgia?
Fall weather. Beautiful fall weather today.
Oh, nice. I can use some of that.
Georgia, it fluctuates. Tomorrow it might be 80. Georgia.
Hey, I completely understand that. So what can we do for you, Maddie?
What I was thinking of, do you guys help with dreams?
Yeah.
Yes.
We can always ask.
Oh, okay, great. Well, when I woke up this morning, I had a dream before I woke up. I had a dream that a huge tree just fell over, and I was worried about the keys. Keys was lying there, and I thought, I hope it doesn't fall on the keys, but it did not. And I looked, the keys are safe, the keys. And the huge tree just came down. And I thought, what did that dream is telling me?
Right. I'm writing it down as you're talking.
Okay. And the keys.
Give me a second. Yeah, the key is to open, as far as opening new doors, right?
Okay.
The tree is about new growth. So while one falls, another rises up. So it's all about new. It's all about opening that door to something that's brand new, young and fresh, vibrant, so to speak. But the door part is interesting. Now, did you see a key or keys, like a bunch of keys?
It was keys.
Okay.
And this is the second time that I had to drop keys. In September, I dreamed about keys around my neck. I had a set of keys around my neck walking around. And I'd say, keys? Maybe it is because I'm thinking of something new and fresh.
Yep, Brand. In fact, a couple doors. There's definitely a couple doors. And then, of course, the tree. The tree is definitely new growth. Did it scare you at first when it fell?
No, it didn't frighten me. No, it's just a huge tree just came and just come. Oh, it's tilting. It's coming. Oh yeah, it's gonna come on. It's falling. Was there any weather? Was it a clear day? Did it make a sound? It didn't make a sound. I didn't see anything about the weather.
Right.
It didn't make a sound. No, I don't remember a sound. It's just that the tree was falling over, and the keys was laying there, and I was worried about don't cover my keys up. Then when it finished falling over. I look, the keys. I have my keys. It didn't touch my keys, and that's what I was worried about.
Okay, so that's also building. So you're also building something. Something, not only is it new growth, you're building something. Definitely opening doors of opportunity.
Fantastic.
It's a good dream, actually, from what I see and what I'm writing for you.
Great. Great.
Anne, do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, I actually agree with all of you. It's a good energy, it's a good dream, and keys stand for both finding new possibilities, opportunities, and getting new answers, because you hold the keys, and you were worried about the keys, and you saw that the keys were in place. So everything is basically fine. The tree, just as Sue said, stands for growth, but it also stands for grounding. So this may make you pay more attention. Do you feel grounded where you are, or do you want to change something? Because that can be the grounding and the growth coming together.
I want to change something.
Oh, you want to change something?
I want to change something. I don't know. I've been feeling like I want to find a new location to move.
Okay. You want to move. So that's when the tree is kind of interesting coming in a dream, right? Because you can move the tree, even if you don't think of it, but you need to clear out the things that are where you are at right now so that you can move on and move forward and put your roots down somewhere. Because you can see the tree as a symbol for yourself as well. That makes sense. And a tree is actually a beautiful symbol. And, when we are looking at dreams, what is very important is, how did you feel? Did you feel comfortable? Did you feel sad? Did you feel anxiety? Did you feel good? How did you feel in the dream?
I didn't feel anxious. I did not feel fear. I just felt like, the tree is falling, it's coming, it's just children. And it felt, and like I said, the most important part is that I remember that I was concerned that it didn't cover my keys. And once I realized my keys were okay, I was fine. Then I opened my eyes. Then I opened my eyes.
I have to ask you, you did say that the tree fell, okay? So that's also a significant symbol, right? Because it's like you have this feeling of you want to relocate somewhere, okay? So don't stress yourself over it, but follow through and start to take some action steps towards that so you can have a clue where you are going, what you want to do, and things like that. And usually when we don't stress things, we are given the time, and we give things a time, and our guides and angels to show us, because they do. It's us sometimes that we don't. And I'm a very good, sometimes it's funny what I'm sitting and saying, because I know that I don't listen all the time either. I don't.
Well,
I can admit that. That's when they give me the frying pan in my head, okay? Yep. So they say, hey, you, listen up. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Pardon me?
Yes? Did it make sense?
I didn't hear what you said, the last statement.
Okay. Did it make sense to you?
It does, yes, it does. It makes sense to me, yes. It really does.
Wow.
Okay,
yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I just got
Sue,
one.
You have something else?
Yeah, one final question, Maddie. Was there more than one tree that was already on the ground, or were you just so focused on the tree that was falling you didn't see?
All I remember is that one huge tree.
Right.
It was just,
okay.
It just
that's
tilt over.
Yeah, no,
that's all
good.
I remember. That it's like the
fine.
ending of a dream, I guess, and that's when then after that, when I just opened my eyes, I woke up and
Wow.
I thought,
Yeah.
wow, that's a spiritual dream.
Yeah, it sure was. Yeah.
But
And the keys are definitely a huge part of it because, like you said, you've had dreams as keys before, so that's really good. And I would say that even the tree falling is almost, so the dream extended from the key aspect to now the tree, which is the old going out and the new coming in. So
okay, fantastic.
And
Love
that's exactly what that is. Yeah.
And that's exactly what I've been feeling. Time for a new change.
Wow.
So new. Yes. Exactly what I've been. Yes.
And that's the energy you're putting out too. So you are definitely manifesting that, and it's coming. It's definitely coming. Oh, very cool.
Thank you, guys.
That was really cool. Yeah, not a problem.
Thank you too.
Keep us updated on this because I just be curious what else comes about for you. But it's all good. It's all good stuff.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I definitely will. You guys come on every Thursday around the same time?
Yes, ma'am. We sure do.
Okay. Fantastic.
All right, Maddie.
I will.
Well, listen, you have a great day.
I will. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye. I will. Bye-bye.
Wow. I think that's the first interpreting dream, Sissy, that I could recall we've done on the show. Wow, that was really cool. Very cool.
Very cool, actually. I love to talk about dreams because basically dreams are, symbols that we are seeing in our dreams and how we feel. Everything is a combination, so it's very interesting to actually interpret dreams. And to anyone listening, keep a journal beside your bed and write down your special dreams because we all have them sometimes, and then before we forget them. It doesn't need to be a book, but some wordings and sentences that make you remember your dream. So don't hesitate to call us with your dreams. That was nice.
Yeah, definitely. All right. I see that there's one last person on the board, but not pressing one. So we're going to presume you don't want us to take your call, and we'll have to bring everything to a close then.
Yes. So last chance. If you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. So we just see it. If you don't, that's okay too.
Yep.
That's fine.
Okay, Sissy. I think we'll go. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up? I really enjoyed today's show. I enjoyed this topic. It's a very good topic.
Yeah. It's a very good topic. I enjoy this too. And it sounds like older ladies couple talking about blocks and restrictions all the time, right? But these are the juicy ones. These are actually, we were talking recently here about keys. These are the best keys one can ever see. So don't resist what you feel is challenging. That's your best message, actually. And I'm not going to mess it up this time, so I'm going to make some announcements, and I have everything in order. So don't laugh at me. Thank you, everyone, for listening in with us and interacting with us and chatting with us. And on today's show, we have been talking about soul realignment and blocks and restrictions and the golden web. What's the golden web? And we have been taking your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air, and we just love to interact with all of you. So keep in touch, as Sue says. Our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, October 8th, same time. We'll be on 10 a.m. Pacific in the U.S., 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And we will be talking about reaching the light on the next show. So what does that mean? And how can you reach the light? What happens when you see the light? General questions around reaching the light, because that's where we strive to to be, right? And we don't want to be in shadow land. We want to be the light. Okay?
Yes, very much so.
I'm joking again, as always. I'm the funny soul sister here.
Yeah, thanks. I'm the boring one.
No, you're not.
Go ahead.
Free one on you, right? I think you are number one today.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank you
I'll take today.
Yeah. Okay. So, I just want to say to everybody, my funny sister here, she's wonderful. I bite her, but she's too far away. You can listen to replays of all our shows anytime at scrollsofthesoul.com/past, scrollsofthesoul.com/past. And of course, you can find us on YouTube where you can listen to full past episodes of all our shows. Just leave me around 24 hours to get it up there as a video. So there would be videos with some advertising for us and some information that may be handy to you so you can have a look while you're listening to the show. And you can always listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. And as we mentioned before, if you would like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue for a personal paid reading, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And if we didn't have the chance to take your call this time, please call into our next show. And we're back next Thursday, October 8th, talking about reaching the light. Sue, do you have anything you want to tell the listeners before the show ends?
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for always entrusting us with your questions. We are very honored by it. We really appreciate you calling in, as well as messaging us on the blog and asking questions as well. We don't want to forget you guys as well. So thank you very much. We definitely appreciate it. And with that, I'm going to shout out to my mom. Angels watch over you all night long. Sissy?
Yes, and I have one more thing to say. Thank you so much, Jolly Guest. I see you're still on, and dreams can come true. Yes, they can. And this is a suggestion from Jolly Guest, who's in the chat room right now at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. So you can all join when you want to, if you want to next time too. If you have any questions you want to write something, we usually take away the old notes the day before the next show, and then at the show day you can post any questions and leave messages in that if you want to. And of course, beyond when we talk, because if we have time, we try to do the readings. You can ask questions and we give you the readings live on air, but you have to be there and listen, or you can, of course, listen into the replay. That was a long extra thing. So anyway, thank you all. I'm talking too much as usual, and we love you very much, and we're looking forward to meet you next Thursday, October 8th, talking about reaching the light. And love, light, peace, and joy to all of you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.